The next part will be the retractable part, but we're not going to bother ourselves with the mechanics. We just create the feature and leave it hanging here. And we'll start by creating sketches such as what we did here. So we can hide these two sketches. It's sketch 6, sketch 7, we have 5, and sketch 4. All right, so once again, we are going to sketch on the ZX plane. So you can select sketch, the ZX plane. And we can just use straight lines. We can start on this side. So select line, say from this point up to where you want to end. So about this point. Like that. And then exit the workbench. Then sketch once again the ZX plane. We're still on sketch 9. Let me exit that. It was highlighted, I guess. So you're going to sketch ZX plane. Okay, now we are in another sketch, sketch 10. And we can project this as 3D element and make it just a construction element here. Then again, select line, and we're going to make them coincident at the top or just parallel. So starting from that point, now this line is going to be not a construction line, but a permanent one. The issued highlight down here, hold on. Okay. We can start at the bottom. Make sure you see the blue dotted line and at the top. So those two constraints are set. And then we can make the two. Now before we make them parallel, I don't think the constraints are automatically set. So what I will do is select on constraint, this point, and this endpoint. Select vertical measure so that they are fixed. The same thing with this. Select on vertical measure, and then you can select the two, Control hold select, and make them parallel. Then exit. And then we're going to create another ellipse at this end or at this end. So you're going to select plane, say parallel through point, and we're selecting the XY plane, parallel through any of these 2 points because they are level. And we're going to sketch on that. Then create an ellipse. And then we're going to add coincident constraint between this and this point. Undo that. Something was selected. Deselect everything. It's a coincident constraint between this and this point. Do the same for the other side between this point and this. So this ellipse has to be thinner than the previous one that we did. So to make it easier, you can measure the minor diameter here and the minor diameter here and just make sure this one is thinner. We can go to tools and hide all planes. And we're going to use multi-section surfaces once again. This is a profile, it's already selected, and then for the guides, you're going to add these two. Then preview. All right. So remember, you don't have to create the two sketches. You can work with one guide, but you need to make sure you see where this ends. So that's why I use two sketches. I think it's just easier to guide you up to where it ends using the picture. I'm just going to zoom in here, and maybe you can try and make this, I don't know if it's possible to make it a different color alone so that you can check on this part if it's less than, and I think it is, as you can see from this image. Then we can go to tools and hide all sketches. Let's go to side view, zoom in. Good. Let us show the other body that we had. Not sure if I'm going to remember, but again, I used color to code them. So we've got split 28. We had a translate here. I think that's the wing. Yeah, the wing that went down. What else? What else? Okay, we've got that visible. Awesome. So we need another wing that is offset upwards from this one, from this translate one. And I can check what surface we translated. That was plate 27. So we can still use the original one, split 27. And we can translate it upwards up to this point. To be specific, we can either use axis to axis transfer, or we can measure the vertical distance from this point up to this vertical point, and we can use that to translate. Let's try measure. And I'm going to say point only to point only, so that I can use the edge. That's point 1. And the second point. Side view, That's a diagonal measure. Let me try point to sketch or show the planes and see if we had the two planes. Tools, show all planes. So we have a plane here. And we can have another one that is at this point. But first, let me try between a plane. Let me say any geometry and just select the first one. I'm going to select the plane. The second one, I'm going to select the point. That's still not right. Let me try to create a plane here. Parallel through point, XY plane. Reference point is that one. Let's see if that gives us the distance. Second one should also be any geometry. And that gave us the vertical distance. So it's 296.071. Going to copy it. Copy, then cancel. Undo the last plane we did. And hide all planes. And then we can do a translation. Now this right here, sorry. Translate. Split 27. Direction is the Z component. And then the distance, I'm going to I can't paste it here. But I think it was 297. Was it 296 or 297.071? I'm going to confirm. I think this was 296. It's actually 296, not 297. It's 296.071. And then we can translate to the XY plane. Translate to the direction will be now the X component. And this is actually to the negative side. And I will hide the initial component so that I can view this as I move it. So up to that point. And select OK. So now I've got the top wing in a retracted position. We can hide split 27. And then we're going to move this translate 1 inwards a little bit. So we're going to translate 1 in the X component. hide the initial element. Let's go to the side view. Like so. I'm going to create a boundary here. I'm aware we could have used the one we created before. I'm going to use this one. That's limit 1. And limit 2. And then I'm going to extrude this profile in the Z component. The second dimension should be 0. Reverse the direction. Maybe we can try up to element and select this as the element. Okay, if it doesn't work, we can go with dimension. Maybe reduce this to above 50. Select OK. And then we can split. Translate 4 using the new extrude 5. Select OK. And then split extrude 5 using the new split. All right. Then I can join the two. Select OK. I'm going to hide this. Then you can create a plane. Parallel through point. The reference is going to be the XY plane. And then for the point, we're going to select this vertex. Then we're going to split the new join using this plane. So we have a gap at the side and another gap on this side. Then we can fill the rest. Or you can sweep this profile. You can use multi-section surface. Select this edge. And then the guides to be, let's replace this one with a boundary. Okay. That's a boundary, another boundary from here. Select a line, point to point. Let's try to fill this one now. Do the same for the other side. Just create a boundary here. And another one for the outer curve. Then join them with a line, point to point. And fill. Then tools, hide. We can hide all lines and all curves. And then now join. Split 32 with the two fill surfaces. Fill 1 and fill 2. I'm going to give that a material. Of black color. Okay, so far so good. So by doing that, you have now given your mainframe character. And from here, I think the next part are just filling up using part design, like you're going to create the wheels, the inner components here. This part is the one that houses the engine. And also, once you create a model, a surface model like this one, you're going to convert it to a solid model by using going to part design, and then we have like a closed surface and we have a thick surface. So for instance, if you have this as a surface, you're going to select it, click on thick surface, and that's going to give you a thickness. So say 5-10 millimeter and so on and so forth, and that's going to be a solid model. Then from the solid model, you can add, you know, detailing like the lights. We have a few lights here, and at the back we have some reflection plates here and here. So all those details can be added later on. I believe this one should be, where is plate 28? We can copy this material, and then this is join. No, that's not join 11. Translate 3. So I can give it that same material. And then for this multi-section surface, so join 11, we can give it DS black. So this is not the final materials. I'm just trying to give it some character. So you can see from here, we have a light here at the back. All those details can now be added to the mainframe. And some more details I can mention is there's a ribbon running around this edge. So with that, you can just create a boundary along the entire edge, and then create a small profile of, let's say, a circle or an ellipse, and then sweep it across the entire profile. But basically, this is how you create the mainframe of this car. I hope you have enjoyed the tutorials. I've tried to create a few master tutorials which are absolutely free. As you can see from my channel, there's one for the DA50 aircraft, there's one for the part design where we create the Rolex watch, there's one where we create a helicopter, and now there's this one where you're creating the mainframe of an F1 car. So I would urge you to take advantage of these free master classes because it's not easy to find them as free on YouTube. And while my channel is still not monetized, you can enjoy them as free. If you're interested in learning the complete car, like creating the inner components, not the engine parts, but just like for it to look like the other one that I showed you. Let me see this one. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I have 2 versions. So if you're interested in advancing to a few more episodes, you can let me know and I can create those. But those will not be free. So there'll be a small donation that you can make, and then I can, you know, make for you the complete tutorials. So let me know in the comments if you're interested. But enjoy the free videos for now. I see you in the next tutorials that we are going to create.